Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today on Stubble Meets Steel. I've got my shaving shirt on, so you know what that means. It's time to review something or do a shave battle or something fun. So I had so much fun yesterday doing the new Parker Solo Edge versus the Leaf Thorn. I thought I would do another battle. This was the new Yaqi Tachi single edge. Also takes half of a DE or pre-split blade. So I thought this was a pretty fair comparison. And the handle, one of the handles I have for it is pretty comparable look-wise to the Parker. So I thought this would be a fun battle shave to do. The Yaqi, you have endless variety of handles. You actually just buy the head of the razor and then you pick what handle you want, or you could use whatever handle you already have. Like you could use a razor rock handle. It uses the common 5mm thread. So you can use whatever handle you want. So I will mention that in this particular configuration, this one is about 98 grams and it's about 3.75 inches. But again, you could option it up with 8 million different ways. This is 316L stainless, both the handle and the head. It runs about $60 or so. The Parker Solo Edge is, this is how it comes. There's no options or anything. This is about 4 inches long and it's a little bit less. It's about 93 grams with a blade loaded in it. So a couple different flavors there. With the Yaqi, you got a lot more options if you want to play with some handles and stuff like that. Since this is a two-piece, you're pretty much locked in. This is how it comes. With the Parker Solo Edge, even though I already do have it loaded up, for those that don't know, I'll go ahead and show you some stuff on here. It's best if you hold this part of it, go ahead and loosen it all the way up, and you'll see that the head will kind of swivel over a little bit, and that is pretty much an indication. No, not yet. It's ready to go. So there we go, pops off. This is the version 2 that has a little magnet underneath it, so the blade is pretty much locked on there. I find if you kind of just grab right here on the corners, it lifts up very easily, and then it pulls right off the magnet. There's little mounting tabs there. You want to basically just lay the ears of the blade, will catch right on there, and then the magnet sucks it down in very nicely. Putting it back together, just lay the head on there. I like to hold on to the sides, just enough to where my fingers don't get pinched, but you kind of hold everything all together as you tighten it down. And it helps the head guide into place the way that it should. And there you go, that's it. I always double check my blade alignment, make sure everything looks good. I did notice that this Yaqi Tachi was a little bit more complicated to load, and I'll show you that here. It comes with one of these cute little washers that I love to lose. So it's kind of in reverse. On this one, the top cap is what you load, and there is little tabs there on both sides. And since this is a pre-split blade, the tabs kind of bend upward, and I find that if you put it so that the upward tabs go away from the top cap, that it didn't cause any interference. When I had it the other way, when I had it with the tabs bending downward into the top cap, it didn't want to reassemble very nicely. I think that was maybe causing an interference. So let's see if I can get this to go play nicely. I've got the tab the right way. Put on the washer before I lose it. All right, good to go. So that was the only trick there, is if you buy pre-split blades, super easy to load the Yaqi. If you snap your own, just be cognizant of which way those tabs bend, and in my experience, it worked better to have them bending away from the top cap. For my brush today, I've got a PAA Star Wisp. I haven't used it in a while. I thought I'd dust it off. For my soap, different soap. I plugged these guys yesterday. These guys are on Etsy, Old Dog Shaves. This is their barbershop scent. It's a tallow-based soap. I really like it. It works great, and it's cheap right now. They're only 10 bucks. He has a barbershop scent, and he has a pineapple bay rum. I used the pineapple bay rum in the other Parker video. It's more of a pineapple forward with a hint of bay rum on the backside. But this barbershop's really nice. I was gonna mix it with, I got some new PAA samples, and one of them was their COD smell, and to me it's like a nice barbershop kind of cologne type smell, so I thought these two would pair well together. Take some of this excess out of the puck here. So I thought it was pretty funny. I guess Ohio Shaves and I did the comparison of the Leaf Thorn and the Parker literally the same day, but came to pretty different conclusions. He was shaving off 7 days of growth, and I pretty much have never done that long of a section in between my shaving, except if I was camping or something like that. But anyways, he had it. He liked the Leaf better. He found that it took off the extra growth better. So, you know, food for thought. I shave every day. So while I found the Parker had a little bit of an edge efficiency-wise over the Leaf, he kind of found the opposite with the extra hair growth. So if you're the type of person that shaves once a week or something, maybe you'll like the Leaf better. So let's see how these two do today. I've only used this Yaqi Tachi a few times, so I'm curious to see how this head-to-head goes myself. I like the fact that both of them take any blade choice. You know, not strong-armed into injector blades or like the gem blades. You have a very small selection, or artist club blades. With these, you have endless options. Today I have second use perma-sharps in both of them. Since the perma-sharp worked so well yesterday, I'm just using those same ones. So both of them are on second shave, or technically on the first shave, since it was a half of a shave each. If you want to get super sciencey on me. Feels like maybe this soap has a tiny bit of menthol in it. I should ask him. Let's see, does it say on here? No, I don't see it on there. I thought that it was interesting the way Ohio Shaves basically said the opposite of what I said with the Parker versus the Leaf. But that was his experience. I watched the video and it seemed like it worked better for him. The Leaf did. But again, that was with quite a decent amount of growth. If I had that much growth, I would just bust out my Fatour put it on a 3 or a 4 and call it a day. Or the Parker open comb variant, one of the two. All right. I haven't used the Yaqi in a little bit. Let's start off with that. Very smooth. Rinse pretty easy. Head angle wise, there's a difference between the two of them. They do feel a little bit different shaving wise. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, Parker doesn't seem like it likes to rinse out quite as easily. There it goes. So shaving criteria is more valuable to you gents. Do you guys shave pretty much every day, every other day? Would you like to see me grow my beard out more and do more every, 5, 6, 7 day shaves? I guess my question is, what do these gentlemen do that they can shave once a week? I guess if you work from home or own your own business, you can do whatever you want. And I've never really had a boss complain. Well, it's been a long time, when I was younger maybe, that I needed to shave, because I used to go every other day. And if you had a rough night because I was young and having fun, stay out too late, I wouldn't shave on that day that I needed to. But other than that, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I pretty much have always shaved at least every other day. But when you're watching shave videos, what's more important criteria for you? Because I find a razor that'll hack down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days growth is different than what I want for an everyday shaver. A razor that's great for that kind of growth, I find, is usually, at least for me, a little bit too aggressive for everyday shaving. First pass went well with both. I would say maybe the Yaqi was a little bit smoother, but it also felt like it wasn't quite as efficient, so we'll see how it winds up. I think I'll put a little more water in that. Anybody do anything good over the weekend? My 10-year-old just had her state gymnastics competition. We just went to that. Luckily, we didn't have to drive. Last year, it was in state, but at the far end of the state. So it was a long road trip for us. We got lucky this time. It was local to us. She did well. She got 2 first place finishes, a second place finish. She bombed on her beam. It was the first time she's ever fallen off the beam in competition. She didn't get hurt or anything, which is what's most important. But it just killed her overall average on her scores. She got a 9.825 on her other 2 events that she got first in. So those high scores pulled her through, but it still hurt her overall. When you're at state, everybody's scoring pretty well, but she did well. I'm proud of her. She works really hard. She's very self-motivated. All right. Back to the Parker. Now to the Yaqi side. The Yaqi felt smoother, easier to control on that against the grain pass there. The Parker felt like it wanted to bite me when I got around in this area. I was being real careful with it. Ow, I just got myself there. That was my fault. Bad technique there, I laid it down. Kind of crappy. Put a little more water in that, got thick. The Yaqi initially feels a little bit smoother, but when you get cocky with it a tiny bit, it feels like it could want to bite you a little bit as well. Nice second pass. Making a mess here. a little tricky on the under the nose pass there with the Yaqi. Wasn't overly aggressive, but it didn't feel fantastic either. I had to be careful. Parker was just a tiny bit easier on the against the grain mustache pass just right there, but still had to be careful with it. They feel really, really, really close. Really hard to tell. Maybe the Yaqi side is a little bit closer, but that could have just been technique. I felt like I went over the Yaqi side a tiny bit more than I did with the Parker side. Plenty of residual thickness with that soap. All right, get rinsed up here. I'll be right back. I did quite like that PIA's Mysterium Serum for my post-shave yesterday. And it didn't seem to break out at all from it today. The day after is usually when it'll have that effect if it does. So far so good. My face felt really well hydrated post-shave yesterday. Some witch hazel. Let that soak in before I put the splash on. So, what did I think of today's two razors? Did I enjoy the Parker Solo Edge? Do I think that the Yaqi Tachi was the winner today? Overall, I'd say I might give a slight edge to the Parker. The Parker, as far as blade clamping goes, it feels, and to me it looks like, the edges of the Parker kind of sit on these little ledges here and felt like they're clamped a little bit better to me. I don't want to say that the blade chatters on this, but it definitely felt a little bit different to me, like it was maybe almost starting to chatter. You know, there was times where overall this does feel a little bit smoother, but there was a time when I kind of bit myself there, not paying super close attention, and just certain times where it kind of feels like maybe it wants to almost kind of bite me. This is the same thing though, you know, I do have to be careful with this, but I'd say maybe overall this was more consistent as far as that blade clamping. I didn't get that sensation that I feel with this one at all. Blade loading wise, I'd give the edge to the Parker a tiny bit. This one, you know, like I said, you just got to be aware of those little tabs, but the way that the posts and stuff are, and it kind of grabs on those little tabs, I find it just a little bit tricky. You kind of have to push down, near the edge of the blade a little bit. So I felt that overall the Parker was a little bit easier to load. I do like the, bang for the buck, the fact that this is all 316 stainless for like, You know, with handle, I think you could get it for like $60 to $65, depending on what handle combo you wind up going with. Or again, if you have your own handle, you could pop your own handle on here. I saw it was on sale today when I looked, because I couldn't remember the exact name of this head, and so I looked it up. It's on sale for $35, but when I had originally looked at it, I think it was $45. And full disclosure, both these manufacturers sent these to me. Yaqi sent this to me to review, and Parker sent this to me to review. But you know, I always give everybody my 100% honest opinion, and I'll point out any nuances or differences that I personally feel for myself. With my daily shaving, you know, I didn't have any issues. There wasn't a huge difference in efficiency wise. I would say that they were very, very comparable efficiency wise there. Anything that I felt I missed in certain areas, I felt was kind of more my technique than fault of the razors. So they're definitely more higher efficiency razors. I felt that they were a little bit easier to get a close shave than maybe the Thorn, again, just for me. I like the fact that with the Yaqi, again, you can get multiple different handles, whereas this is a two-piece assembly, and you're pretty much, you know, what you see is what you get. I do like the fact that while the Parker blades didn't work for me, if you order this from Super Safety Razors direct, then they send you 100 Parker blades, so that's a pretty sweet deal. And, you know, I do like that both of them take whatever blades that you want. You're not strong-armed into, you know, one particular or, you know, just a handful of different blade choices. So which one do I like better? Which one would I suggest? You know, I really like both of them, to be quite honest with you. I would say, you know, overall, just the way that this feels in my hand and the balance of it, again, with the leaf, I think I like the Parker better a little bit. Just the way that it feels in the hand, the satin finish and the lines that go down there, the fluting, whatever you want to call it, I just found it a little bit easier to hold on to, and I just like the weight balance of it a little bit. You know, you could play around with this and get a handle that maybe you like a little bit better. I do like the fact that Yaqi offers a ton of different handles, but I find that a lot of them, while they look fantastic, don't offer the best tactical grip on them. I'd like to see them offer some more conventional knurling and maybe some different designs like that have a little bit better grip. But overall, great razors, gentlemen. You can't go wrong with either one. It just depends on what's more important to you. Would you rather save the 20 bucks? Then you can't go wrong there. If you want more longevity and the stainless is more appealing to you, then for 20 bucks, you know, you get a full 316L stainless razor and you get to pick the handle. Do you want a 3-piece razor, or does a 2-piece razor appeal more to you? Lots of different options there, so you can play around with whatever suits your needs. For my daily shave, neither of them had any problems taking off the hair, being efficient, so I can't go wrong with either one. Well, I hope you liked today's shave, and next up I think I'm going to compare the Parker to the Shield brand Gem razor head, and then I'm going to jump into some other reviews after that. So stay tuned, I got a lot more stuff coming. Thanks for watching.